Okay, so it's recording. Yeah, so hello everyone. Mm, My name is Gaurav, and we're going to start this ServiceNow training session by Uno Geeks. So, mm, to start with my introduction, I have in total 15 years of IT experience, which includes very vast technological changes. Like I'm coming from different ITSM tools. For example, I have worked on IBM Tivoli and other tools, Micro Focus Service Manager. And after doing that, I came into ServiceNow. So I have an overall 8+ years of ServiceNow development and implementation experience, which includes deploying the whole tool and designing the workflows out of it, and creating the business, implementing the business requirement, and also providing solutions for the integrations of ServiceNow with other tools and other platforms. So yeah, I have been involved in ServiceNow for last 8 years when it was, kind of uh, on New York release. And so mm, to start with, like ServiceNow basically works with all of the capital cities naming versions. Like for example, we have New York, we have Kingston, we have Utah release. The current release that we are running is Utah release, and we previously had Rome, Quebec, Paris, we had London, and all of these. So yeah, this is about the service now. And so to start with the introduction of ServiceNow, like what ServiceNow as a tool is. So let me tell you, um, ServiceNow basically started its journey in 2004. To be precise, it came into existence in 2004, and it started as a ticketing tool. So in initial days when it was kind of a budding seed, so they had this ideology to we have our IT environments and IT assets that have been allocated to users and employees. So these assets have to be maintained. So let's say, for example, you are working for an organization, and that organization has given you or allocated you a system to work on. Say, for example, you have your own laptop or monitor with you, your keyboard and mouse and CPUs, or some other things that organization be using is like networks and router switches and all of these things. So these are the assets for the company. So how things started were, so they were, for example, if you are working in, let's say, in a work from office environment, and you have an allocated system with you, and suddenly something happens and your keyboard stops working, or it doesn't respond to you, or you're not able to access the internet on the system. So initially how we used to do it, like every organization has an IT support desk with them, right? These are the people that help you with your uh, with troubleshooting your assets, or help you access and allowing you access to some applications. Say for example, you're not able to access your email server.
That's
So
right. Yeah. Whenever we run into any such issues, we the first thing we do is we reach out to the admin teams. Yeah.
yes, correct. So in initial days, how it was happening, you had to physically go to them and you ask them for help. Okay, my such thing is not working. Let's say my keyboard is not working, or I'm having issues with connecting to the Ethernet. So they said, okay, you come to us, and you know uh, we will help you resolve in next 2 hours, or currently we're busy, or something like this, like we are preoccupied with other things. So yeah, this was the prior situation, but ServiceNow saw this thing, and they came up with a solution mm, to provide what ServiceNow basically do is they basically provides the workflows and business solutions to the company. And how evolved was, to say, as a ticketing tool, their first priority or first focus was to actually help resolving these IT support requests or IT support problems, like issues that people were having. They don't had to go to physically, help their assets recovered or resolved. So they came up with the idea of deploying a tool. So this tool was actually kind of a ticketing tool where user can raise a request. Okay, so yeah, I'm having such issues with my keyboard, or my mouse is not working. Let's go to the ServiceNow portal and raise a request. That request will be, assigned to a particular member of the IT help desk group or support group. They will, it get assigned to them. They will take it, and as per the solution resolution, they can either ask you to come up. Okay, this is the time allocated for you. You come up to us at this time, or uh, we will come at your desk, or something like this. So after working on that particular ticket and working on your issue resolution, they will just go ahead and ask you for a feedback. Okay, if it is was successful or not, if it is resolved or not, and they will then go ahead and close that ticket. So
Mhm.
yeah,
One
that
one
was
quick question. So when you say this, when we raise a ticket, can we plug in our own custom flow? So because I'm sure the requirements would change from one client to another client, right? So if I'm running a company and if my employee submits a ticket, I want A, B, and C to happen. But it could be D, E, and F. It could be completely different actions that another client might want. So we have all the flexibility in service now.
correct.
So
So
is
coming
my
to
understanding?
this, ServiceNow
Okay.
is highly customizable. These are
Mm,
the basic out of the box module that I was explaining. So this was basically the ITSM module that we were talking about. You can definitely modify this whole workflow and whole all of the process. You can have multiple assignment groups. Okay, you don't only
mm,
want to assign that particular ticket to IT help desk. You can also assign your type of request to the accounting team, or your type of request to the pantry team. Either you want some kind of coffee or anything, so it is highly customizable. They will be getting assigned to their particular group members, and they will be fulfilling your request as per the requirement. It is the good thing about ServiceNow is, yeah, this is the one of the reasons ServiceNow is becoming very famous. Is first of all, it is highly customizable. The second thing coming up, this was the process, and they came up with a solution, and
mm.
they actually given this solution, which was very much loved by the organization. So that's why they're utilizing it. One more thing to introduce ServiceNow is something like we can say ServiceNow as a what do you say, SaaS platform, or software as a service. So basically works with the very good thing is you don't need to install any software into your system to actually access or run ServiceNow. This was a win-win situation for both of these people, like the organization, the company, and the users also. So users also didn't had to install any kind of software inside their
Mhm.
system to actually access it. It is completely on cloud. On cloud by mean by cloud, I mean it is deployed on their, what do you say, on their
Data
cloud
center.
servers, yeah, data centers, and
Mhm.
from the provided link you have to access them. So this is a very good thing, which we call software as a service. But ServiceNow is both SaaS and it is also PaaS, that is platform as a service, PaaS, and software as a service. So why it is both? Because ServiceNow provides, first of all, coming to the PaaS is platform as a service. So ServiceNow gives you their complete platform. You can utilize it. You can completely deploy that particular platform. And coming to the SaaS part, it is also giving you different modules and different softwares. Say for example, ITSM solution, it is giving you IT help desk solution. Or coming to the HRSD, HR solution, it is also giving you customer service solution, field service solution.
Can we see the
So
application? I mean, how it looks like, or
yes, we can.
yeah, yeah.
So to actually go to started to give you a gist about of it, this is the basic look and feel of the ServiceNow application, and this is your URL. First, coming to the URL is this is right now looking very big, but to coming and breaking this URL into different part, it is, this is the name of your instance, this dev 119103. is user specific and company specific. It can be HP if you're working for your company. It can be different. For example, it can be other, let's say Apple. It can be this one also. But
Got it.
for this one, other URL will be staying constant for every other organization. .service-now.com. So this is the distinct factor for everyone. And this what I have opened right now is what we call personal developer instance, PDI. And yeah, this PDI is basically a free version. It is a complete replica of what they provide to their customers who utilize ServiceNow. This is for the developers to actually work on the platform and learn a little bit about it, and implement things mm, implement things on the personal developer instance first, and then try to deploy everything on the production or the company provided instances. So this is what I can say is the playground for developers. Developers can
Mm.
create anything. First of all, this is free, with no limitation, having all of the features as they are provided on the final platform. But yeah, it is the only limitation is this is a free version, will only be available with what do you say, you cannot deploy this in the real case scenario or for the real customer, because yeah, this is a personal developer instance and they will stop it. But for that you have to buy for that particular customer. For example, you're going to serve a customer and you sold this particular solution for them, and now you're going to deploy. Then that customer name will come up over here. For example, some shop like my shop is, I'm going to have a
Got it.
I'm going to have a solution of ServiceNow. So this will be my particular URL. That is the only difference. And coming to this application, this overall ServiceNow application, this personal developer instance, you can obtain it by going to the developer.servicenow.com website. You can register yourself and you can request your own personal developer instance, right? So yeah, the versions that I was mentioning were actually these. Uh, it actually started from 2004
One,
ServiceNow.
Deepak, one quick question here. Sorry to interrupt you. So this, you said we can request for a PDA, right? So is it like just filling in a request, submitting it to ServiceNow, they come back with a URL saying that this is the instance that we have allocated to you, PDA that you have to use?
Yes, correct.
Okay,
So you
okay.
go ahead to the developer.servicenow.com website, you register
Hmm.
yourself with an email ID, and
Okay.
then there is a button on the top which says request instance. Let me open that thing.
No, no, that's fine. I just wanted to understand it. Probably a day two or day three, you can give us a
Yeah.
quick overview of that.
So yeah, it is actually a very simple step. You just sign in or sign
Mhm.
up over here, and then there will be a request instance button coming on the top. This is
Okay.
the website that you have to visit actually, developer.servicenow.com. You register over here and you can request. So they will be providing the latest instance. So coming to the ServiceNow instance, which we are actually seeing over here. So from the top, you can see this is the banner. We call this as a banner. This will always be there, stay there forever. And this is constant in here. So this the good thing is this whole ServiceNow user experience and functionalities, what do you say, locating all these things is very easy. It is self-explanatory, as this is the all tab contains all of these applications that are installed and the plugins that are installed in your particular instance. This next tab is the favorites tab. You can make anything your favorite. Say for example, if I'm going to incident form and I want to see all of these open incident, I can click on the star button and now it will come up in my favorites.
Got it.
So this incident open, you don't have to directly go and navigate from this left navigator. Yeah, we call this left navigator, and this is a pin button. You can either pin it, this will permanently stay on the left side of it, or you can unpin it and it will hide. I prefer unpinning it because it gives you more real estate, the space to work on. So yeah, this is the favorite part. This is the history tab, which will show you what have you visited at what time, like how many minutes ago you have visited it.
Mhm.
So we'll keep a track. Okay, you visited the incidents page 1 minute ago, and user record 30 minutes ago, and all these things. These are the history tab. This tab is basically um, a little kind of a workspace or a home page for the admin portal. So this is the admin homepage for all the administrators that they have to work on. Okay, how my system is
Right.
working, what is the health of my system, and
Uh-huh.
we have workspaces also. Workspace is kind of a new thing that ServiceNow introduced, and it is also very, I would say, very easy to work with, and very advanced way of working on ServiceNow. Basically, if I show you, this is the asset workspace. Comes up with providing so users basically access ServiceNow from a different portal, and the support team which actually works, they utilize this workspaces to work on. So mm, this is the current workspace overview, asset overview. We have assets requested, transfer orders, we have 6, we have stock orders. So this is a very beautifully designed, complete, holistic overview for the agents that are working on the assets. So these are the tabs, these are the reports that are coming in. You can put up in this will come up in reporting section. I will show you how to create reports, and how to design these reports very beautifully. This will give you the number of all of these assets. Like, we have computers, 818 computers, we have consumables, we have other things, printers and business services and software licenses. So
Got
these are the graphs. These are the workspaces. This will actually show you, this tile will show you which page you're actually accessing. So if you go back to your home page, it will change to ServiceNow. If you go to incidents, and try to show all open incident, it will change to incidents. And you can also add that thing to your favorite from the star
it.
button also. Coming to this search options, the search icon, this is the
Mhm.
searching bar, or we can say global search. This global search will basically search anything that you have inside ServiceNow in your whole instance. Say, for example, I have a incident number, this one, I have this with me already. So say, for example, someone called the help desk. Okay, uh, my manager has requested so incident for me. Can you please search it, whether it is in his name or what? So I can just type this number and hit enter. It will directly navigate me to that particular incident page. So uh, this is a very what do you say, very handy thing. You can almost search anything. Say, for example, if you search with admin, so whatever things the admin has with him or associated with him, all of these things will come up. So previously we had incident number with us, so that's why it directly redirected us to the incident record. But you can
Mhm.
search for anything. See, admin is mentioned in all of these places, certificate admin and other things. So anywhere the admin is mentioned, it will uh, give you as the result.
Got it.
And coming back to this orange bar, which is saying update set and this application scope. So how things works is, this is will show you the current scope that you're working on. So ServiceNow basically works on multiple scope. You can create your own application, whether you can create in global scope also, and you can also create your own custom scope, in which your application is sitting, which will not be interacting with, or like, will not be disturbing other applications inside the global scope or other scope. You can, scope is kind of a container. So if you want to build your custom application, let's say, for example, you want to build an application, say meeting reservation system, or you want to or meeting room booking system or something. So you can create that application inside of a container. That application code, that application privileges and access and all of these things will not be interacting with global or other applications. So it will sit aside. It will be completely detached from others. And so this also gives you a part of, a security, that no other applications can access your particular application. That gives you, first of all, number one, security. The code is only accessible on that particular scope only. So yeah, I will explain about the scopes later, which is a very good thing in ServiceNow to work on. These are the scopes you can actually select, global, and these are the pre-built scopes. So for every application, we are supposed to, for every new application, we're supposed to create a new particular application scope, and then we work inside it. The second thing in this is this update set. Let me go back. This update set is a very, what do you say, very nice topic to work in ServiceNow. Every development changes, or every code changes, or every configuration changes that we do inside ServiceNow, they are captured inside one particular update set. For example, this is the current global update set. You can open this with this open record, or this will open the whole update set list for you. So let me first of all open the list for you guys. So this is the update set, these two updates that we have. This one is in progress. All of the configuration changes that you will do, they will get captured inside these customer updates. Anything that you do, any code changes, any configuration changes, anything that gets changed by our developer inside ServiceNow, they will get captured into it. Why they introduced update set is because, we will have multiple developers that are working at the same time in the same application. So we don't want their work or their code to be, misplaced or gets vanished. So every developer, whenever they're working on any kind of requirement, they first of all have to create an update set, capture all of the code, all of the configuration changes in that particular update set, make that update set state as complete. Okay, I have completed my work, and then what do you say, deploy that particular update set into the next instances. So yeah, that's how the update set work. All of your development work gets captured into it. This is the same button which is showing these things. This is a chat if you want to have a discussion with your other colleagues inside ServiceNow, other members. So you can do that. This is the help button, which will actually take you to the product documentation page of ServiceNow, docs.servicenow.com. This is very useful resource, I would say. If you want to search anything onto the documentation part, how I want to implement any kind of thing, you can come up to the docs servicenow.com and you can get your answer into this. These are the notification whether someone mentioned you in some kind of tickets or some kind of record. You can get a notified by this notification tab. This is the personal profile, which I think almost all of the applications have. You can manage your profile, you can have preferences, you can select what do you want, what do you want to do with the display, what is the date format you want to have, what is the time zone, and all these things. These are basic like one time configuration you can do. Whether you want to do compact spacing, so if you do this compact spacing, it will now, what do you say, make
Like
everything
setting up
compact.
user preferences, is it?
Yeah,
Changing the look and feel as per them.
correct. Look and feel, correct. So it will not be applicable for all of the users, only your profile. So you're doing these changes only for your accessibility and
Mhm.
look and feel. These are the themes you can go back and forth to, dark theme and light theme. These are the accessibilities, like you can show date time format everywhere, like this is a format you can have, or the chart
Mhm.
patterns you can have. Reduce motion is this graphical motion, whether you want to move from one screen to another, it will not jitter. So these are the basic accessibility. Notifications, you can enable few of the notifications and you can also disable. So if you don't want any kind of notification, you can do that. Or what kind of notifications you want to enable, you can also tweak them. So you can turn them on. System notifications, you can turn them on and off. Custom notifications, whether you have any, you can turn also them on and off. And these are the channels, like how are you getting notified. So for example, you can also getting notified by an email. You can also get notified by the next experience UI. This is the particular UI in this chat. You can get notified, and also on the workspace. If an agent is working on the workspace and a different agent want to have support of him, he can ping him and he can this guy will get notified. This is the debugging tab, will actually be helpful when you're actually writing the scripts, will help you debug the code, debug the scripts. ATF, this automated test framework inspector, is used at the time of testing. So we create all of these test cases will be utilized, and we have UX UI source maps. So the very good thing which will be utilized a lot in this part, in this section of profile, is impersonate user. You can go ahead and impersonate with any user in the system. You don't have to go ahead and ask for their credentials and then log in with. So if I want to to see what able tutor is actually saying. I don't have to go to able and ask what are your credentials, please give me your user ID and password, and then I will be able to log in. So this is accessible to, what do you say, admin only. uh, and also this can be given to developers if they are working on some of the development, and some guy comes up, okay, I'm not able to see something, like this thing is not visible for me. I can go ahead and take his role. Say I can impersonate that profile, and then I will be able to see what able tutor is actually seeing, and then I will troubleshoot it. Okay, this is happening to you. See, now this profile has been changed to able tutor.
Mhm.
So you are now working as this guy, and all of these applications that are available for this guy is only these. For admin, it were very much like almost all of them were there available for the admin, but for this user, there are only these applications that are available. So yeah, it will give you, other users will have, you can control what other users can have access to, what applications they can access, what privileges they have, whether they can delete a record, whether they can edit a record, all of the CRUD operations, basically create, read, update, and delete. Whatever the operations in whatever the record you can define. This is that much customizable, and you can do an impersonate and the impersonation, or you can also impersonate another user with it. So for now I'm going to end this, and when I'm ending an impersonation, it will go back to the previous person that was actually impersonating this guy. So elevate rule is something. As I mentioned, the CRUD operations, create, read, update, and delete, they will give you ability to actually, write ACLs. ACL is another concept in ServiceNow, which is access control list. Access control will actually give a particular user uh, access to the particular record, or the field level access, or the table level access, or record level, and all these things. He can, whether he can create the record, whether he can write on the update the record, whether he can delete the record. All of the CRUD operations you can define by using ACLs. Uh, to actually write ACLs, you have to have a security admin role. This will only be available if you elevate the role, and this will only be available for 15 minutes. So whatever the ACL you want to write, because this is highly secured role, right? You can even remove such roles from admin also, so which is of no use. So first of all, this is highly secured, not recommended for everyone. This is only recommended for admin professionals and developers, whether they want to work on ACLs. Only at that time they will be given. This is the highest role for the security admin, which will be available for you to edit the ACLs only. So yeah, this is the part of the ACL. And coming to inside the applications. So ServiceNow will have, what do you say, different applications and different modules. So for example, let's say we have incident application over here.
Mhm.
This is the incident application, and this application will have all of these modules. These are the different module: create, record, assign to me, open, and all of these things. So let's go ahead and let's see what records do we have. So it is not getting up.
Can we uh, can we add our custom options in there, Gaurav? Like we have seen. And just one more question before I go to that. So you said when a user logs in, right, depending on his roles and privileges, he would be able to see only the options that he can perform, right, or actions that he can perform.
Correct.
So earlier, when you logged in as admin, I could see before history or after history, I could see an admin button there. So you get
Mhm.
to see it only if you are a service admin, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And in these options, in the all, you see all the applications, and within the applications, what all are actions you can perform. All those actions would also be coming up here.
Yes, these are the modules which you can
Okay.
actually perform. So coming
So
to
these
this
are called
form,
as modules.
yeah,
Okay.
this is the particular application, and these are the modules of this
Module.
application.
Okay.
So this is the particular list with all of the incidents. Coming to the screen, I will explain everything from start to end. So this three list icon will actually show you what kind of view you want to select, what filters you can have. These are the by default filters that they give. If you select active, it will show you all of the active incident. It will add the filter. So I will come to
Okay.
this filter. Mm, And we have group by. We can also group by any of these things. If you can group by caller or group by any other request or something, you can group. This is basically kind of, you can consider this as an Excel sheet, uh, which will have, all of the records. You can filter out with any of the things you want. You can, do say for example, if I want to see all of the records that are in which the caller is David Miller, so I can go ahead and show matching with this. So currently there were 67 record, and now they have only 8 records which have David Miller as the caller. So now the filter gets changed to caller is equal to David Miller. And similarly, you can, go ahead. These are the breadcrumbs that we save. So for example, if the short description contains mm, folder, let's say short description contains FOL. So now this breadcrumb is increased by one more filter. Previously it was all. Then we added one filter where caller is equal to Miller, David Miller, and we added one more filter where short description contains FOL. FOL is inside this particular folder. So if you open this with this show and hide filter button, you will be able to relate to this how it is actually working. You can add these filters, say caller is David Miller. You can also say that the caller is something else, someone else. So ITIL, you can say the caller is this guy, and you can remove this filter and you can run it. So all of the records where the caller is ITIL, it will show you. No, so we don't have a record right now. So let's say whether the caller is system administrator, you can go ahead and put up a filter where it will say choose the field and caller is system administrator. So if you add this filter and you run it, it will show you all of the records. Currently we have only one record. It will show you all of the records where the caller is system administrator, right? And so these are the breadcrumbs. We can go back with that particular thing. So let's say for example, mm, I say, okay, where short description actually contains. So to do a contains, I could put up a star and I say ATF. So if the short description short description string contains ATF inside it anywhere, so it will show you all the records where the short description has ATF inside it. So these are the breadcrumbs that are getting built. We call them breadcrumbs because they're coming in different small crumbs. So you can either go to that, or you can also, let me put up one more filter where the state is new. So this new filter came up. So if you want to remove this filter, you can click on this guy, remove next condition. It will remove the condition after this arrow, not
Got it.
before this. And if you want to go back to that thing, you can also click that. It will also remove that. If you remove from here, it will remove everything. So let's say if you remove this, it will remove the next condition out of it and only will show you the condition where the state is new. Now we have 12 records for the state as new. So that's how this breadcrumbs actually works. Um, so this was about the list. So what do you call this? This is the list view of ServiceNow. Mhm. I will show you all of the records in the list format. So this is the URL which is very useful to actually access this incident underscore list. So I will show you like how to actually access without going to the left navigation and do it like searching your incident list with all or open records or something. So for now, let me just create a new incident with this new button. You can create a new incident with the new button in this. So this is the incident form, which is basically the first requirement that I told you, okay, I have such problem with my keyboard or something. So it will first of all automatically will have an incident number pre-populated. You don't have to write it. You can do a caller. You can search for a caller for which particular person you want to raise this request for. Let's say, for example, I want to raise this request for admin.
Mm-hmm.
It will come up. right? Okay, you can select admin, or whether you want to raise this request for someone else, let's say able tutor only. So this guy will come up. You can select the user from this field. This is, we call this as a reference field. If you open this lookup using the list, this is a magnifying glass, will show you all of the records in your user table. So all of the users that are there inside the system, you're able to see them and select from them. So for example, I
Okay.
selected Abraham Lincoln right now. So the caller became Abraham Lincoln. And this preview, this record button is also very good to have. Let me just first of all fill this form and then we'll get back to that. So we then have a category of what kind of requirement you have, whether you want to inquire something or you want help in something, or you having issues with your software, or you're having issues with your hardware, network, or database, any kind of thing. You can add something in this, you can remove something from this, which is heavily customizable. Let's say for now we are having an issue with hardware. So now it will ask you for the subcategory. You have your issue with what? So let's say I have an issue with keyboard right now. So service will show you like what kind of services actually get impacted. It will show you. Uh, but for this particular case, it is not applicable. So let me just, raise this request like this. Okay, I am having issues with keyboard, something like this. And I will just go ahead and, I can submit this right here by even, providing only these two things. I'm having issue with this, and this is the description. And I will come back to the lower screen later. Let me show you the next things also. So this is a channel. What kind of channel you are communicating with the person? So say for example, you're not raising this particular request by logging into ServiceNow. You just call the help desk. Okay, I'm having such issue with this. So they will raise the request on your behalf. I am, let's say I am admin, right? I called them, or let's say I am able tutor. I called the service desk. Okay, I'm having such issues with my keyboard. Can you please raise a ticket for me? So they will ask my name. Okay, what is the name? Okay, my name is Able Tutor. They will filter it out, and they will select you as a caller and create a ticket on your behalf. So for the channel, this is for them. Like from which channel they actually mm, got to connect with you, phone or email or chat, or I personally walked into them. I'm having issue with this. So they can create a select a channel. Okay, Able Tutor came to me, called me, and so then I created this particular ticket for him. The initial state will be new for this record because no one has worked on it. So current state is new for them by default, but state will actually change as this ticket process. So if the what do you say, the person is actually working on it, he can put it this in work in progress or on hold, or he can close it or cancel it. He can put up this thing, and then he can assign it into his name. Let's say for example, I'm the ITL user. I assign this and I can submit this. So the end user can also submit this, and the support agent can also submit on the behalf of the users. So this is how the ticket will get created. It will go to the next process. See, now the state becomes in progress. That guy will work on this. Okay, he will say I am working on this ticket.
And the other person would receive a notification as well, right, Gaurav?
Correct.
Okay.
So how they will receive it? They will get an email notification saying, so such ticket number is created on your name, on your behalf,
Mhm.
and this is assigned to ITL user, and the current state is in progress right now. Whether you want to put up any update onto this, they can do that also, and they can see the updates that okay, some person is working on my ticket, and when they are finished working, they can go ahead and set the state as resolved. With the resolution information, they can see okay, this is the solution provided. I have resolved it, and that agent can actually resolve this ticket. So that's how this ticket state is now set to resolve. They will get the notification. Okay, your problem was actually resolved by this agent, and are you happy with this? And they will receive a feedback, and they can provide a feedback also, or they can
Mhm.
also reopen the ticket if they're not satisfied with the solution. And after resolution of the ticket, let's say the ticket got resolved today, after 5 working days it will automatically be closed, or the user can manually go ahead and close it, or they can ask the agent also, okay, I'm very satisfied with the service, you can close the incident right now. Or if nothing happens, no one responds, it will automatically gets closed after 5 days if the ticket is resolved. So this is the little overview of like how ServiceNow and how to access, navigate through the things, how you can create it and how you can actually see the lists. This was the list of the records. This is one part I have shown you. You can do many customizations onto this. You can also, bring up whether you want to have this short description field on this view or not. You can add few fields, you can remove few fields over here. You can filter by, let's say if I click on updated, all of the tickets that are updated, they will come up in ascending or a descending order. So this is right now in the descending order. The latest are coming on the top. If I click on this again, it will go inside the ascending order. I will show you the oldest ticket that were created 8 years ago. And if you go back, it will show you, okay, this was opened 7 minutes ago. So you can do a lot of things with this. This is a little overview for this particular session.
Yeah. Thanks, Gaurav. Just one quick question. Can you throw some light on the career options that you have in ServiceNow? Uh, is it okay if I just learn admin? Or would I be able to get a job, or do I have to learn the at least the basics of a developer skills as well in order to kickstart the career in service?
See, yeah, current market, as I can see, is, I'm there in the industry for a very long time now, and with ServiceNow almost 8 years. The current boom that I'm seeing is, I haven't seen this boom like in my past 8 years in ServiceNow. So yeah, you can definitely land a job, either even if you have a administrator experience also, or what do you say, certification also, you can land a job. But it is much better if polish your skills inside development. But yeah, if a person is not familiar with the development, or hesitant to do the coding, he can definitely land a job of the ServiceNow administrator, which will basically only, all of these configurations that we have done, we haven't done any kind of coding over here, any kind of coding. So this is the task that ServiceNow administrators have to do. Apart from this, they have to, take care of the instance, whether it is not running slow, anyone, no security threats are there, and they have to maintain the upgrades also. These are the few things that are, that we will be training you in administrator course. And yeah, apart from that, we will also train you the development skills, like writing the scripting inside the service now, working on, server-side scripting, client scripting, writing the code, troubleshooting it, creating the workflows, and all of these things, which is very, what do you say, the current market is very bright for ServiceNow. Why? Because all of the competitors that they have. So ServiceNow previously had BMC Remedy as a competitor. Salesforce was there. Workday was also there. So all of the modules that these tools are actually giving, ServiceNow have all of these modules by default inside it. And first thing is this, and number two is, it is user interface is very easy to understand, self-explanatory. You can navigate yourself out of it, and you can, complete any task that is given to you. Very good thing to work inside. What do you say? As an administrator, also I have seen many people, getting huge packages as ServiceNow administrator, only if they have certifications. Yeah, it is good to have certifications, but if you have the experience also, no one is going to stop you from getting hired.
Got it. Yeah. Thanks, Gaurav. Thank you very much for a detailed session. It's quite helpful. So I'll dial in tomorrow at the same time.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye.